Hey everyone, today on Rich with Cars, I bring you Lexus UX200 2021 model. I want to talk to you guys about the vehicle itself, give you a quick review of the exterior, interior, and driving impressions. This car is basically an entry-level Lexus, and I wanted to give all you guys an impression about the vehicle for any of you who is actually interested in purchasing this little crossover. So let's dive in and take a look. Lexus introduced the UX back in 2018 at the Geneva Auto Show. They actually introduced a lot of new design features like these LED daytime running lights that now are actually supported on the new NX, on the IS. This particular model is a UX200, which basically comes with an inline 4 2-liter engine. And I believe also on the exterior look, they also introduced the rear taillight light bar, as you can see over here, which basically spans across the entire width of the vehicle. A person's perspective that actually has driven this car, it does its job pretty well. I mean, for an entry-level luxury vehicle, it's a subcompact SUV crossover. It really does the job quite well in terms of getting your groceries, going around town, and keeping a decent fuel economy as well. So this particular model, UX200, comes with a premium package. It does not have the F-Sport package, so it doesn't have some of the F-Sport design features from the outside. It does come with 18-inch wheels, which are pretty nice. And some of the things that I'm not crazy about the exterior design, as you'll see over here, are this non-color coded plastic fender flares over here. I'm not sure why, if it's a luxury vehicle coming from a luxury brand, they didn't actually try to keep that painted. It'll give it much more of a unified look. Now with the mirrors, we have these mirrors on a lot of the Lexus models. And they actually kept the design quite radical, like all other Lexus vehicles, with a lot of body lines, as you can see over there on the side and at the bottom here as well. It's got a strong resemblance in terms of body design as Lexus RX as well. Moving on to the rear, it's got a little sort of spoiler in the back of the actual hatch, and we continue on with these, I don't know, man, these sort of plastic looking fender flares, and it continues all the way to the bottom. But on the rear and the front, it doesn't bother me as much as it does on the sides. Now I think moving on with all the other Lexus models, we're going to start seeing this badge here in the rear actually with being replaced with Lexus writing, but that's going to be a new design cue, which is not included in this vehicle, of course. One thing that I really do like, and it looks really, really nice at night, is this light bar that basically spans across the entire width of the vehicle itself. One thing that this UX200 doesn't have, which I'm actually quite disappointed in, is a front camera. It doesn't really help you out when you're actually parking, forwards, and then you actually have a curb coming up. The other thing it doesn't have is also a 360-degree view camera. So not sure if it's because of this particular model didn't come with the option, but that's kind of disappointing that it only has a rear camera. Of course, Lexus integrated the infamous spindle grille for the UX, and it also does have the daytime running lights, which you'll see very similar ones like I mentioned before on the IS and the new NX as well. The engine on the Lexus UX200 is a 4-banger 2-liter inline 4, pushing 169 horsepower and 151 pounds per foot of torque, I believe. think this thing does probably 0 to 60 in like 8.5 seconds or like 8.9 seconds. This is not really a performance vehicle in any way whatsoever. It's supposed to be a luxury vehicle that gets you around town in a comfortable environment, I guess you could say. This 2-liter inline 4 is actually connected to a CVT transmission. I'm not a big fan of it myself, but it definitely helps a lot with the fuel economy and fuel efficiency of the car. I think on average you're probably looking at about 30 miles to the gallon. City, my girlfriend's been getting on this about like 29 miles to the gallon. Highways about 36 that she's been getting, so pretty fuel efficient, which is a great sort of thing to drive around town. Interior on the Lexus UX200 is pretty impressive actually. When I first got into this car for the first time, I was quite impressed. Now of course it doesn't come with leather, it comes with Nulux, which is basically a leatherette. But if you take a look at the actual design of the seats, I mean, pretty nice, I have to admit. The fit and finish of the actual vehicle itself is quite nice, to be honest with you. I enjoy it, and it's quite comfortable to drive around town as well. You'll see some seat controls over here. I believe it's a 10-way power seat on this particular model. Just listen to the beautiful inline 4, just amazing. Like the actual graphics on the startup, pretty nice digital cluster with a few things that you can actually see on the side over here. So you got different types of readings or information, safety features, any types of warning messages or notifications, and all your vehicle settings. I'm gonna do a quick run through of the interior just so you guys can take a look and get a feel for it. None of the materials in here, like I mentioned before, are actually real, but it does give you a good feeling. Very, very nice on the dash over here with some stitching as well. You got the different settings here for traction control and your different driving modes. They actually took that from inspiration of, I guess, the LFA, which then basically went down to the LC, and now they're doing it on all their different models as well. So going to the side here, they also took the design language here for the door handle from the LC. Really, really nice door handle. You got your window controls and your door locks as well, window lock and your mirror controls. Then you have some empty buttons over here because this one wasn't optioned with everything. Your odometer and your different lighting for your dash as well. This actually comes with a manual telescoping and tilt control or lever. It doesn't come with the automatic. You have, like I said before, leatherette or Nulux here on the side with some soft plastics on the actual door itself. You have a little door bin over here where you can put some small things, kind of like a hand sanitizer and things like that. And then moving on to the steering wheel, we basically have different steering wheel controls. They basically include your controls here to go back on the screen over there. All the different features that you can use. As you can see, if I keep on clicking, this will basically allow you to control that menu over there. Your volume control, that's basically voice control as well. Telephone, and then like I said, back as well. So this brings you back to the home. Distance control for your cruise control as well, for your adaptive cruise control. You have your lane keep assist on and off. That's your set, that's your resume, or even to increase your speed on your cruise control, and that's basically to turn on or off. You have your infotainment screen over here, not very big, and with your classic Lexus clock. I think the screen itself is an 8-inch, but I might be wrong. I'm gonna have to double check on that. You have your HVAC controls, which I really like, to be honest with you. You know, seeing a lot of vehicles nowadays having everything integrated into a center screen where you have to go through the menus is not very convenient. But in this particular model, you have basically all your HVAC controls. I still don't understand why Lexus does this, especially for a vehicle that is so targeted towards a younger generation, and you're putting in a CD or compact disc player in there. I don't understand. Nevertheless, moving on to the bottom, you have both heated seats and cool ventilated seats, your automatic or heated steering wheel, and then you also have, for the passenger side, your heated and ventilated seats. As you can see over here, you have auto, auto, and auto, which basically means that if you actually leave it in auto, like I'll show you right now, let's just say, so I just press it right there and it showed auto. Now that is basically gonna go hand in hand with the temperature that I put over here, which is pretty cool. It's very similar to Lexus Concierge that I have on my LC. Then you have a little pad over here. It's not a wireless charging pad, but it's just a pad to leave any type of items. I usually leave the phone in there. You have a couple cup holders. Once again, you have the trackpad here for Lexus. Now the new NX, they've actually changed this, but previous gen Lexus models basically had this trackpad to actually navigate through the infotainment system. You basically have your volume, media, radio, and tuning controls all through here. And the way you're supposed to basically control it is just by leaving your hand over here as you're driving, and then you can press different buttons, tune, or even you know, regulate the actual volume from the middle over here. What I like about this particular one that some other Lexus models have, but my LC for whatever reason does not have it, is the fact that you can open from here or the fact that you can open from the other side. Very, very cool. Rear space is not that huge, though my girlfriend's able to actually put in her 100-pound German Shepherd in here with no problems. He has quite a bit of space. As I was saying, I'm 6'1". Seat over in the front passenger side is actually a little bit further up, so I still have about 3 to 4 inches in space here in front, so I'm actually pretty comfortable. I have about an inch and a half of space from my headroom over here, so not too bad in terms of space, but I could definitely use a little bit more to actually feel completely comfortable. A quick look at the trunk itself. Open it from here at the bottom. Now the trunk itself is okay in size. It's a little bit high in terms of loading height. It's not that easy, I guess you could say, but nevertheless, it does have a large opening. It's a size that you can actually put in there, 17.1 cubic feet. So, you know, relatively good. It usually comes with a cover that is sort of like an elastic type of material that you can cover the actual cargo area, but we don't have it here for now. And then you have the controls over here to basically either lock or close the actual hatch itself. Driving the Lexus UX200, what can I say? Not much, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, it gets you around. It's not really an enthusiast's car, to be honest. Steering is extremely soft. Not much feel on it. Transmission is a CVT. You don't get much feel out of it. But frankly speaking, it gets the job done. It's an amazing vehicle to actually drive around, be comfortable in. Doesn't jerk you around or anything. Suspension's pretty soft. And as I'm going over the speed bump, it's okay. It's pretty good, to be honest. So, I mean, you know, it's not fast. It won't get you, you know, if you need to do a pass or, you know, the highway or whatever, it's an inline 4. You know, there's not much punch to the engine, to be honest with you. So, you know, you're just gonna have to be careful when you're merging onto a highway or when you're trying to pass somebody, because you you know, the punch on the vehicle is not that great. Look, I'm on a floor right now. Engine noise is not there. Look, frankly speaking, if you're looking for a good vehicle to get around town, good fuel efficiency, relative space, and a luxury feel, this is a phenomenal car. It gets the job done. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the review of this 2021 Lexus UX200. Make sure to comment below with any questions or comments that you guys have. And stay tuned for more content coming up next week. I'll be bringing some stuff in the coming weeks for a special event that I'll be going to next weekend. So stay tuned and make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks. Take care.